Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your May 19th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors. They manage your risk so you can manage your operation. With the weather being unstable, there is no better time to look into coverage for your feed crops. The annual forage deadline is right around the corner. With their state-of-the-art technology and superb customer service, you can be certain that your policy is in good hands. Ag Risk Advisors. Risks averted, legacies preserved. We are also sponsored by American Beef Producer Magazine. They are doing their part to promote wholesome beef through their campaign, Real Beef Made from Plants. What they're doing with this campaign is they are reminding the general public that beef is already made from plants. It is not some fake product sitting on a grocery store shelf, packed with chemicals and an ingredients list a mile long. And they're doing this by selling stickers, tees, hoodies, and caps promoting nutritionally wholesome beef. I encourage you all to check out what they have to offer. Head on over to realbeef.shop. And finally, we are sponsored by 4T Ag Insurance, your go-to contractor for ag insurance. The folks at 4T Ag are dedicated to providing you with insight, information, and alternative risk solutions that are custom fit to your business and personal needs. They offer both crop and drought insurance, and they offer LRPs on both fed and feeder cattle. If you'd like to learn more, head on over to their website, www.4tag.net. That is the number 4, TAG.net. AgriPulse has reported on Wednesday the House Ag Committee pushed the Meat and Poultry Special Investigator Act through. This bill would create a special investigator's office within USDA to probe allegations of unfair practices by meat and poultry processors. The office would also have the authority to bring civil actions, a responsibility currently under DOJ authority. The measure passed by a vote of 27-21, and the only Republican to vote in favor of this bill was Dusty Johnson of South Dakota. The bill's companion bill is pending before the Senate Ag Committee, along with the Cattle Transparency Act, which we all know would require the packers to purchase a minimum percentage of their cattle on the negotiated cash trade market. So during committee debate, the bill's lead sponsor, Abigail Spanberger, a Democrat from Virginia, claimed the Justice Department doesn't have the resources to adequately investigate antitrust concerns within the meat industry. With that being said, major livestock and poultry industry groups oppose this piece of legislation. Republicans claim this bill would enable USDA to harass meat processors for political reasons. Ethan Lane with NCBA said this piece of legislation was rushed through the legislative process without consideration of the confusing bureaucratic mess it would create. He believes Congress should instead be focusing on adequate staffing and funding for the woefully under-resourced Packers and Stockyards division in USDA. As expected, meat packers are concerned with this bill because of the new regulations that the administration is finalizing to make it easier for producers to challenge industry practices. Juliana Potts with the North American Meat Institute said these rules will have far-reaching unintended consequences. And here in a minute, we will dive a bit deeper into how NAMI responded to this bill being pushed through the House Ag Committee. In response to all of this opposition, Spanberger, again, she is the lead sponsor of this bill, said if companies are not engaging in anti-competitive behavior, why would they be so against more sunlight on their operations? A fair question, I'd say. So according to drovers, NAMI is disappointed with the House Ag Committee's vote to approve this bill, the Meat and Poultry Special Investigator Act. Quite a shock. USDA and the DOJ already have authorities this bill would grant, making this expansion of government bureaucracy with its required staff and offices duplicative and wasteful, according to the organization. NAMI, of course, is most concerned over the creation of a special investigator to enforce the new changes to the Packers and Stockyards Act regulations, which will soon be released by the Biden administration. They believe this special investigator will feel emboldened and obligated to bring as many cases as possible, warranted or not, to test and expand the legal limits of the new rules. This will cause legal uncertainty and increase market chaos, which will accelerate unpredictable changes in livestock and poultry marketing, and in the end will increase costs for both producers and consumers. This bill will now go to the full House for consideration, and I will keep you all up to date when news comes of what happens with this bill. Finally, food processing has reported JBS South America now owns 51% in Biotech Foods, a Spanish cultivated meat company. It looks like JBS is diving into that fake meat head first. The acquisition was first announced in November of last year, and now that the acquisition is complete, the meat giant plans to build a production plant for cultivated meat on Spain's northern coast near the French border. The plant is going to cost $40 million and is expected to have an annual capacity of 1,000 tons when operations begin mid-2024. According to Eduardo Noronha, Global Head of Innovation and Operational Excellence with JBS, this is by far the largest investment by the company in the cultivated protein sector. The acquisition reinforces JBS's innovation strategy to adapt to consumer trends and feed the growing global population. That is all I have for you guys this morning. I hope you all had a wonderful week. Have yourself a great weekend. Enjoy this beautiful weather. This will be my last update for the week. I will see you next week, Monday morning.